Think about it, you gotta be.
Like to call to order this regular meeting for the Ruidoso Downs. On this, the 27th day of April at 5:30 p.m. And we're in the covered room. There we go. Who wants to be my next victim? Good. Thank you, sir.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir.
Counselor Taylor,
Councilor Taylor.
unmute.
Yeah.
Counselor Lakeland,
I can now, yes, sir, thank you.
here. Counselor Gutierrez, here. Counselor Proctor.
Here. Okay. Are there any items from the consent agenda that would like to be moved? Yeah, I know, but we'll go down. Approval of the agenda?
No, I move that we approve the consent agenda, the agenda,
The agenda.
yes, the agenda.
I'll second. I have. John second.
Counselor Proctor,
Aye.
Counselor Taylor. Counselor Gutierrez,
Aye.
Counselor Lakeland. Aye.
Approval of the consent agenda, so. Have a motion,
Mayor, I move that we approve the approval of the consent agenda. I'll second.
Counselor Proctor,
Aye.
Counselor Gutierrez,
Aye.
Counselor Taylor. Counselor Taylor. Counselor Lakeland.
Aye.
next would be public comments. Anyone from the public that would wish to speak? Yes, ma'am. Please state your name and your address.
Yeah, actually, American Council. I'm Sabrina Lundquist. I live in McDonald's. I have a plea from the city. I talked to Joey and he informed me, it was about a month ago or so, that they were gonna dig out underneath the river on Parker, 50 feet on both sides. Then I was told by the FEMA people, that's not gonna happen because one person down on the river wouldn't agree to it.
Okay.
My plea is that somebody go over there and dig out all the mud and debris underneath that bridge. If you will go look at it on the far side, there's not 3 feet beneath the ground and the bottom of the bridge where all the pipes are, the sewage, the water. I don't think it's asking too much for the city to go dig that.
I'm not sure that we're gonna be able to dig. The river doesn't actually belong to us. That would be a Corps of Engineers.
Right, but you're not changing the flow of the river, you're
Right.
just removing some of the debris that's built up from the
Sure.
flood.
Sure, we can talk to them about it. They would be the ones that would have to give us approval in order to be able to do that, but
Well, like I said, I've talked to Joey and he doesn't give me much hope, but I know his hands are tied, but it really would be beneficial before the rain starts.
I agree. Don't wanna do it without permissions is all. Thank you. Any other public comment? Okay. Councilors' comments? No comment, wow. Counselor Taylor? Counselor Taylor?
Everybody here then.
All right, thank you, sir. Having no comments. Next item will be mayor's comments. I attended a special meeting of the village council this afternoon. Got a little bit of information that I think is promising. They do have the RFP settled and contracts written for the appraisers. And correct me if I'm wrong, but they said next week they were gonna start.
Yes, sir.
So what I thought I'd heard. So that's a good thing. We've got some forward progress. The other thing with the buyback program is their closing date is Thursday, the 30th, correct?
Not for our program.
The EW,
That's
okay,
not for the EWP, that's for FEMA.
that was a FEMA.
That's for
program. Okay,
FEMA, if you want to get into the personal property debris removal, the PDR.
okay.
The closeout is the 30.
So if you know someone that may need that service, or if you might need that service, you could let them know and get on it before it's too late. We're starting out the fire season early. We've got a small one, thank gosh, they've got it down and out. I'm mopping up, sorry about that, but, well, I'll need to pray, I think it's gonna be one of those years, so. Just be ready for whatever comes. That's all I've got for comments. Let's move on to new business. Each item listed will be for discussion and with possible action. A would be resolution number 2026-10, participation in local government road fund program, administered by the New Mexico Department of Transportation, approving the termination date extending from June 30th, 2026, June 30th, 2027. Do I have a motion?
I'd like the motion that's stated by the mayor.
I'll second that.
Mayor, members of council, this is for a time extension for our right lane project. With that DOT project, we're gonna get it done by the due date, but there's gonna be quite a bit of money left over. So I'm gonna, this is to request a time extension from DOT, because later on you'll see we're moving that money to a different area where we can use some more road work.
Questions? Comments, concerns? Okay. Need to,
Counselor Taylor?
Counselor Taylor?
Yes.
Counselor Gutierrez?
Yeah.
Counselor Lacewell? Aye. Counselor Proctor?
Item P would be resolution number 2020-11, local government road fund program administered by the New Mexico Department of Transportation to include Harris Lane and Hill Drive in the city project.
Make the motion to, as stated over there, on item B.
I'll second that.
Mayor, members of council, this is the actual termini change that we just discussed. So this will be a request to the state to allow me to move the money from right lane to Hill Harris, which is our next big project.
Yes, ma'am.
With this movement of funds, was that enough to finish the job?
It's never enough, but we'll make it work. Like Hill and Harris, we got, don't know off the top of my head, I think we have 290,000. We'll be able to move roughly probably 50,000 of this over, just helps us get a little farther in what we get done with it and what we can do. You know, originally the initial ask was like 580,000. State came back and said, here's 280 something. So
Good luck.
we'll make it work.
Are there going to be curves on both sides of the street? Just
So we'll just be milling, we're gonna widen an intersection at Turkey Canyon and paving, because once we added curving into it, it was gonna be well over 350. We just didn't have quite enough.
Any questions?
Counselor Taylor?
Counselor Taylor?
Aye.
Counselor Lacewell? Aye. Counselor Gutierrez? Counselor Proctor?
Item number C, approval of Dennis Engineering Task Order number 2026-02 for NMDOT funded project L 200655.
Mayor, I move that we approve this as you stated it.
Second.
Mayor, members of council, as with everything, when you change something, the engineer fees go up a little bit. So this is to amend the task order for the engineering. I believe it's about, $8,000.
Questions?
Question. What was the original amount, John, for this?
This one, sorry, this one is the original because we didn't get a task order done in time. So we did one task order to cover both projects at once.
Okay.
Usually when they add terminal, that's gonna cost about $2,500. Because they have to add, you have to do densities and they have to sign off. All these grants require engineers stamp.
Right.
So we're paying for this. It is what it is.
Any more questions?
Counselor Proctor?
Aye.
Counselor Figueres? Counselor Taylor?
Aye.
Counselor Lacework?
Aye.
Item number D, approval of Dennis Engineering Task Order number 2026-03 for Sierra Lane and Hilltop Drive road improvements in the amount of $8,000 exclusive of NMGRT.
I'll make a motion as stated by the mayor on item D, $8,000.
I'll second.
Mayor, members of council, this one was originally written for East and West Circle when we did the Colonias project. We did use it for that, and there was quite a bit of money left over. So there's about 200,000. So we're gonna move this over, we're gonna pave Sierra Lane and Hilltop Drive, they're two of our gravel roads. And so this is the engineering task order for that as well.
Any questions?
I think we would ask Counselor Taylor to leave what is not on.
Counselor Taylor?
Yeah.
Sounds like you're at a beach somewhere. Could you put it on mute when you're not talking? Okay. Will do, thank you.
Okay, Counselor Taylor?
Just put it on. Yeah.
Counselor Lacework?
Aye.
Counselor Figueres? Aye. Counselor Proctor?
Aye.
Item number E, approval of Dennis Engineering Task Order 26-04 for the NMDOT funded L200693 North Central Drive Improvements Project in the amount of $8,000 exclusive of NMGRT.
Make a motion to approve item E, as stated by the mayor, for $8,000.
I'll second.
Mayor, members of council, this is the DOT project we were funded last year. It's gonna be just a mill and fill on North Central. We've some of these projects are specific on they have to be a bypass for the highway and stuff like that. So that's why I didn't really want to do this road, but it could use the work because it met the certain criteria for the grant, so we had to follow that. There's a lot of other roads I like to, but they don't meet the highway, so they won't fund these type of grants.
Glad you're enjoying it.
Me too.
He looks thrilled. Any other questions?
Are there any other streets that would benefit for the big kind?
We started in a circle on this in 2012, and we're just working our way back around at what qualifies. Unfortunately, no, I wish there was, there's some good
I
ones.
think they're all pretty much paid,
Like
right?
I would love to do like Colorado and Utah, but the water line is gonna be fixed weekly.
Right.
And I don't wanna be like other people and pave it and then dig it up every week.
Right.
So,
Don't want to work for Red Elsa.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
Counselor Proctor?
Aye.
Counselor Lacework?
Aye.
Counselor Figueres?
Aye.
Counselor Taylor?
Aye.
All right, next item would be F. Approval of Dennis Engineering Company's amendment to task order number 26-01, an increase of $2,500 exclusive of NMGRT for the additional services and closeout documents for the added road improvements.
I move to approve that as stated, Mayor.
I'll second.
Mayor, members of council, this is the additional to the original task order to the added roads. This all will be covered up grant funds.
Any questions?
Counselor Lacework?
Aye.
Counselor Figueres?
Aye.
Counselor Proctor?
Aye.
Counselor Taylor?
Aye.
Next item would be G, approval of the disposal of obsolete or unusable items to be placed on GovDeals website for auction.
I'll make that motion as stated, Mayor. I'll second.
Mayor, members of council, this is a list of current items that I'd like to add to our gov deal to get rid of maybe sitting in the yard and they're no longer usable device. Would request this money also when we sell these goes back into each department to purchase these items. Well, if we can do that here or not, but I just throw that up there.
I'll make it up.
We talked about that, didn't we, Mr. Target?
Yes, ma'am, we sure did.
I think you already approved
I
that.
just wanted to,
On it.
well, we used to do that and then it went away and I just, yes, ma'am.
It's on the records.
It's bad, and that.
Any other questions?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
It would go into your general fund for your department. How much do you think you would get out of?
It all really depends. I mean, there's stuff like that dump truck, we might get 10 grand for somewhere around there. You know, the Dodge with apartment, we all know there's history there. I'm hoping we can get 15 or 20 out of that to offset the cost of the new one. Stuff like that. Really depends. We've seen things go. We got a transit van that's full drive that for 3 times what the market value was. But then we've had police chargers that went for a quarter of what the new one was. So.
Got 11 options. You can get the right 2 people wanting the same thing. You can.
Exactly, sir.
What's the website called?
Govdeals.com.
And how often do they have their auction?
It's whatever we put it on. We actually have a capital of them. So like after you approve this, the guy that will go through and strip decals, they clean them up, take pictures, and then they post them for, 4 weeks or something like that.
There's a lot of stuff active on there all the time, right? It's just.
There it is. It's a nationwide deal. And you just pick like New Mexico and you see this for sure.
But you have to pick it up, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So
We have to make sure we have
don't buy
time.
something in Alabama if you don't want to buy it. If you don't want to go pick it up.
Yeah, I have a question because of what you just said. So the 2 transit vehicles that we have back and they're not the right VIN numbers. That means we don't have titles
We
to
do
them.
have titles. They sent the titles with them.
Oh, they want to get rid
Yes,
of
ma'am.
them.
But they don't match
No, they're good. They're good.
the
But
title.
we have other instances where we have dump trucks that have been here since 1985, that there's no title, that we're gonna have to lost title and figure out what happened with them.
Okay, but those 2.
Those who have titles, they keep with their maintenance records titles on them.
All of those there, listen, a lot of those were, handing down from the state, like that dude would pick them up, I didn't follow with them. I know I picked a couple of them up, and I know it wore out, well, I didn't know these stuff out there. It's, it never comes to any back to run, and we got to drag it on the train.
Yeah.
And, for the records, the departments don't have a general fund, they have a budget. That's a budget control number. And this money that we've asked for during the budget was to put the money that they get off the equipment that they budgeted for this year to come in for this coming year to go back into their budget so that they have that money available to do whatever they do.
Sure. Any other questions?
Counselor Taylor? Counselor Dudas?
Aye.
Counselor Lacewell?
Aye.
Counselor Parker?
Aye.
Council, thank you, Mayor.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you,
You'll
Joy.
get feeling better, but
I guess I'm at the ground now.
all right, the next one's the one we've been looking for all evening. Adjournment.
Good night.
That's gonna be a record. That's gonna be a record.